The top 24 are chosen. Is your favorite included? Hi, it's Wendy Rae, and thank you for joining me for my Idol recap. Let's get right to it. First up was Janelle Wheeler. Now, it's no secret, I love this girl. She had a really rocky final round, but the judges still put her through to the top 24. And here's some gossip about her. They say that she's dating former Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow. Is this true? Who knows, but it's fun gossip to talk about. I'll see if I can find out some more information about that and get back to you. Next up was Tyler Grady. He's the 70s throwback dude that we saw in Boston. He sang Let's Get It On, and I wasn't real excited about his song choice. I wanted to see him sing something like some old 70s or 60s classic rock. Now, last night, he said that his idols are Jim Morrison, Robert Plant, and Roger Daltrey. Then Tyler, why aren't you singing more of that kind of music? It really will suit you a lot better. But he's made it into the top 24, so maybe we'll have an opportunity to see that music coming up in the next few weeks. Next up was Lacey Brown. We first met Lacey on the road to Hollywood, and I called her a standout. She was also in season number 8 in the top 50 and faced Final Judgement with Megan Joy. I told you before that I don't remember her, and I still don't. She must not have made a big impression on me in season 8, but she certainly has in season 9, and I am thrilled that she is in the top 24. Then they did a montage of a bunch of faces that got yeses. One of those faces was Ashley Rodriguez, who I called as a standout and told you yesterday that she would be in the top 24. Then they showed Alex Lambert. We first met Alex in group round, where he was in that crazy group with Mary Powers called the Dreamers. He was the only guy in the group, and he wasn't real thrilled about it. But he's also the only one from the group that made it into the top 24. And I'm really excited for him because when he's on stage, he looks like he's having a blast. Then they showed us Joe Munoz, who we didn't get to see till the final round yesterday, or the day before yesterday, when he sang Man in the Mirror. Now, we didn't get to see a lot of him, so we don't know if he's got a good voice or not. But you know what? We're going to get to see next week on Wednesday when they perform live for us. Now, they've not given out any no's at this point, and they call up Crystal Bowersox. So I was extremely nervous for her. Then Simon starts in on that, you don't think this is the right platform for you, which scared me even more. But then it was a yes, and Mama Socks, as Randy called her, is in the top 24. At this point, 14 of the 24 slots are gone, and Katie Stevens is up next. I told you yesterday that I thought Katie was one of the best in the entire competition. When we first met her and she was sitting across the table from her grandmother singing, I told you that I thought, wow, this girl's amazing. And she certainly is. She's one of my favorite girls, and I'm thrilled that she's in the top 24. Then we finally got to see some no's, which was kind of depressing, but they didn't give us any names with these no's. I did recognize 2 of them, however. One of them was Maddie Penrose. She was also in that crazy group with Mary Powers and Alex Lambert. Now, when they put the 3 of them through, I thought Maddie shouldn't have gone through. So you know what? I was not surprised at all when she wasn't in the top 24. Another face I recognized was Nikki Nix. Now, she's the one that claims that she flew all the way from Italy to audition for American Idol. She's the one with the little Minnie Mouse voice. Well, rumor has it that she actually lives here in the States and has done numerous reality television shows. And also that Minnie Mouse voice that she does is a complete act. Again, I'll look up some more gossip and get back to you if I can find out anything else about her. Then they brought out Angela Martin. And now, as you know, Angela was one of my standouts. This is her 3rd year on American Idol, and I absolutely adore her. This was probably the most heart-wrenching part of the night last night was when Angela got a no. I knew it was happening. When Kara got up and went over and sat with her, I thought, it's over. It's over for Angela. And sure enough, it is. So good luck, Angela. Keep it up. Don't give up on your dream. Then they showed Lily Scott, and I thought to myself, if I were a judge, I would have put Angela over Lily. Not that Lily's bad or anything. In fact, the first time we saw her in round 1, I said that she had a great voice and I thought she was really cool. Angela's just more consistent because Lily's final performance was a train wreck. So I would have put Angela over Lily, but Lily's in and Angela's out, so congratulations to Lily. Then we saw another montage of a bunch of yeses. Some faces we'd seen and some faces we hadn't seen, like Paige Miles. Haven't seen Paige, but looking forward to seeing what she brings next week. Then we got to see Siobhan Magnus. Now, we've met her in Hollywood, and I've told you she's really good. Keep your eye on Siobhan. I think she's going to do pretty good in the competition. Then next was Michelle Delamore. Again, we've seen glimpses of her, but really don't know much about Michelle, so I'm looking forward to see what she brings next week when they go live in front of us. Then Jermaine Sellers. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about Jermaine. He was one of my standouts from Atlanta. I love this guy. He may have thrown the band under the bus in the final round, but he's off to the top 24. And finally, they rounded out this montage with John Park. Now, he's the guy that we met in Chicago that Shania Twain was kind of giddy over. Remember him? We didn't get to see him at all in Hollywood, so I'm thrilled to see him next week. Now, at the end of this montage, they showed a clip of Tim Urban. Now, we find out at the end of the show that Tim Urban is in the top 24, but we never saw him in Final Judgment. We never saw him coming out of the room. None of that. And here's why. Because when Tim Urban went into Final Judgment, he got a no. Why did he get a no? Well, because Chris Golightly is the one that got the yes. We originally met Chris in LA. He was the foster kid with the beautiful voice. Now, they say there's some sort of contract issues with a boy band, and that's why they gave him the boot. I checked on this, and so I rewound my DVR, and I looked to see at that point where they showed the top 12 boys at the end of the episode last night. And sure enough, if you look to the right, Chris Golightly is in the picture, and Tim Urban isn't. So Tim is in, Chris is out. We'll see what comes up. If I can find out any more information, I'll report back to you. Now we're down to 2 girls and 2 guys. The 2 girls, coincidentally, are the 2 girls that I told you yesterday should make it, or probably would make it, into the top 24. Tori Kelly and Haley Vaughn. And as they're walking down that aisle, I said to myself, Tori's got this. But to my surprise, my standout, and who I absolutely adore, Haley Vaughn, is in the top 24. And the only reason I thought Tori would get it over her is because Tori's a little bit more consistent than Haley. But you know what? You've got to be proud of Tori. She really handled that with grace and dignity, and I'm so proud of her. Keep going, Tori. You're an awesome singer. And finally, we had our last 2 boys, Andrew Garcia and Thaddeus Johnson. Now, you know I love Andrew Garcia. He was one of my standouts in LA, and I think he's, again, one of the best in the competition. So I knew that he had that position over Thaddeus. But I have grown to love Thaddeus in Hollywood Week. He is such a doll and such a sweet guy, so I am very sad about his departure. However, I loved how they ended it with Andrew Garcia talking to Ryan with his big crocodile tears running down his face, and he said, I can't talk to you right now. I'm usually a cool guy. I thought that was pretty cute. All right, the 24 is set. However, we've got Big Mike's position to fill because, you know, he got the boot from his dad's big mouth. So who's going to take that position? Well, originally I would have thought it was Thaddeus Johnson because Simon said it was really close. So you would have thought he would have been next in line. But obviously Tim Urban was next in line because he took Chris Golightly's place. So I did some research on the internet to see if I could find out anything, and the spoilers say that it's either Antoine Michael or Samuel Lawson. Now, Antoine was in room number 1, and Samuel was in room number 3. You couldn't miss Samuel. He had the long dreadlocks. Can't find any information on them except for some interviews, so don't know how well they sing. We'll just have to wait and see next week. Now, before we go, I need to toot my horn just a bit because, as you know, in all the audition cities, I picked some standouts, some people I thought would get past Hollywood. Now, of course, that can't be always right because there's a lot of people we don't get to see that go to Hollywood, and there's a lot of people in Hollywood that we never get to see. But of the top 24, 8 of them were my standouts, and here's who they were. From Atlanta, Jermaine Sellers. From Boston, Ashley Rodriguez and Katie Stevens. From Dallas, my boy, Todrick Hall. From Denver, Haley Vaughn. From LA, Andrew Garcia. And from the road to Hollywood, Lacey Brown and Aaron Kelly. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I picked some good ones. All right, I'm going to do some research and see if I can dig up any more gossip. If I can't, I'll just see you back here next week for the live shows, which I'm really excited about. If I can, I'll report to you all of the gossip I find. Until then, hugs to you all. Make it a great day. Bye-bye.